Welcome to episode 218 of the Thunder Underground podcast. Trent and Jason here. And this week we've got kind of a double bill going on.
Yeah, we've got some different shit going on. It's cool.
Yeah, we've got our buddy Kevin Graham finally making his return to this podcast.
Finally returned. And we've got an epic guest. His name is Trent Shanehalls.
Wow. How'd you pull that shit off?
Well, you know, I have contacts, Trent.
Okay.
I know people. I don't know what to tell you.
We're glad you're able to make that one happen.
Well, you know, I figure it was only right. You've interviewed me, us as Zen Hipster, so it's time to turn the tables on you. I almost went controversial and asked you some tough questions, but I decided to keep it light.
Right.
No, so this is just a fun thing. So, fun thing we're putting together, kind of getting to know you, and then also me, you, Kevin Graham, and even Tracy kind of chimed in, and we talked about the Metallica show in Kansas City and Metallica in general. So it's just kind of kind of all over the place this week.
That's right. So before we get to that, we need to let you know we're sponsored by DEB Concerts and MedFarm. DEB Concerts keeps bringing the rock and roll to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we're very happy about that because they keep bringing bands that we love, like Saxon, Slaughter, Dokken, Firehouse, Warrant, Lita Ford, Beasto Blanco, Steelheart, Sebastian Bach, Tom Kiefer. A huge long list that they're going to keep adding to. They've got announcements coming soon, but they've also now have announced recently that they're bringing Snoop Dogg along with Nelly and Chromeo to the BOK Center, and that is actually this Friday night, April 12th, here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What more can we say? We're extremely excited that they have upped it to the arena level and keep expanding what DEB Concerts is all about.
I mean, that's great. I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah, and you know there will be more great stuff coming. But if you want to see Snoop Dogg and Nelly, it's Ticketmaster.com or they're at the BOK Center box office. It's that simple. So get out there and support that because Tulsa needs to support this stuff. And, you know, I mean, I think Tulsa's done a good job, but, you know, like anywhere, you could always do a little better, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely.
And, yeah, we're looking forward to see what announcements, you know, DEB Concerts has for the future here at Ideal Ballroom because they've always got some great shows, and that's a great place to see shows.
That's right.
And they booked all the acts for Rocklahoma this year that are on the D&B processing stage at Rocklahoma, which features a lot of great acts, some of which we've just mentioned a minute ago. Lita Ford, Slaughter, Mark Slaughter was just on this podcast last week. Beasto Blanco, who, I don't know, you might be hearing on this podcast soon, maybe not, you never know.
You never know.
This is the future, so we could be saying something irrelevant. I don't know, you know. Now I'm just making things weird.
God damn it.
Yeah. Ace Frehley, the original guitarist for Kiss. He always puts on an excellent show. And then, of course, we've got Strutter, a Kiss tribute band, speaking of Ace Frehley. That'll be a different night, though, so don't say, wouldn't it be cool if Ace Frehley got on stage with Strutter? It's not going to happen.
Why wouldn't Ozzy and Lita play together?
But you don't need to see that because you can see Del Diver and C.J. McClellan and Brian Turnham and J.D. Buzzard from Grind.
That's all I want to see.
Fuck the rest of it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Well, I shouldn't say that because we love the Normandys. We love Solidify. We love Zen Hipster.
Oh, fuck.
Down for Five, Dead Metal Society, Doxy, Poster Child.
I can't wait to see Dale and CJ with John Corabi.
That's right. That's something else we haven't even mentioned recently. We should.
Because you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Or you are gone now.
I try to put it out of my head that John Corabi's playing the Shrine while I'm out of town.
And guess what?
That will be this Sunday night.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Jason will be there doing the first ever solo Thunder Underground interview with an artist.
Jesus Christ.
As he interviews
wow,
the mighty
thanks for
John.
telling me. I had no idea.
I just announced it now.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know. I guess I will.
So coming soon, John Corabi on the Thunder Underground podcast.
Jesus Christ. Can Mel help me?
Yeah.
Okay. Me and her will do it.
Right. But yes, like he said, the Shrine, April 14th. John Corabi along with CJ and Del playing acoustic from the Grind. And of course, like we mentioned, all those bands at Rocklahoma, you don't want to miss it. May 23rd through 26th. It's going to be one hell of a time.
Of course.
Med Farm, based here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, has a huge wide selection. But if you get out there any Friday or Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can get your card because they've got a doctor on site. You can also go in there anytime that they are open and say that Thunder Underground sent you, and they will give you 10% off your first order.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Follow them on Facebook because they're always running specials for 10, 20% off at certain times. Also follow them on Instagram at MedFarm. That's PHARMOK. And then to top it all off, 30% of their profits go to help build no-kill animal shelters in the Broken Arrow area and around this kind of area of the state. So we're really looking forward to keeping, our involvement with these guys because we love what they're doing.
Of course.
All right, so like you kind of mentioned a minute ago, this podcast is being recorded well before this day that it is coming out.
Yes.
Because I'm gone.
Yeah, do we need to get into that? Go ahead.
I mean, we can. I just, like you said, let's just be transparent about it because we're not really talking about current, because this past weekend was the benefit for The Bachelor.
Yes.
April 7th at the Shrine, and we could say that I'm sure it was a great time, but it hasn't happened yet, so we don't know.
I do want to say one thing. I want to give a complete, huge, giant thanks to one Mr. Michael Davis.
What if something happens and April 6th he backs out?
Pretty sure that's not going to happen.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it now.
Okay.
And we don't need to go too big into it. But Michael Davis from Murderous Mary is the fucking shit.
That's right. As is the other two members.
Yes, we love those guys. We all love those guys. Everybody from Thunder Underground and Zen Hipster love Murderous Mary. Forever in their debt. And they're the greatest guys. And Michael Davis is an amazing drummer.
So yeah, we should throw a huge, thank you to Donnie Rich and the Shrine for
definitely
letting us do this. A big thank you to
all the bands.
To every band that performed. A big thank you to Laura and Chris from Porch Talk for helping us put this together.
Exactly. Everybody that donated and...
Yeah, all the donations for the raffle, for the silent auctions, just coming to the show. The money at the door, any other money that you've donated on GoFundMe or anywhere else.
That's right. And about the benefit for The Bachelor. You know about Josh Baker, the Zen Hipsters drummer. He's the mastermind behind the Bachelor's Table food truck. Everybody knows about that and what's going on. So, and also, and that's, again, that's why we're doing this right now is, Trent, you will be gone for most of April.
Right.
You are working both weekends of Coachella and Stagecoach. So we're just kind of stacking episodes and we're kind of getting it all out of the way. So we don't really miss that much time.
Yeah.
And then the beauty part of it is come May, we can kind of just do whatever we want and then go right into Rocklahoma.
Right.
So that's kind of how we're doing the next couple months.
Yeah, we had talked about, doing remotely where we did it over Skype, for intros and stuff. So they were current, but I don't really know what my schedule is going to be. So it'd be kind of hard to make sure that worked out. So we figured, just record this stuff ahead of time and go.
Yeah, I think the way we've got it going on with today and the next couple of days, I think we're going to get it all knocked out.
Yeah. Between
HQ1 and HQ2.
That's right.
HQ East, HQ West, however the fuck you want to say it.
Right.
I think we're going to get it all knocked out. So I'm glad. I'm excited about it. And thank you for your work that you're going to do on the road to get it all up and going.
Well, no problem. I guess let's do this interview with me first.
This is one of the things that we did. Trent has interviewed me and us as in Hipster. So it was time for me to kind of turn the tables on him. We just kind of get an insight into his musical brain. So that's what we did first. So that's what we're going to do first here. So there you go. Listen and enjoy. My first question is, what are your political views and who'd you vote for? Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. I had to start out that way, though.
I rocked the vote in '96, and I haven't since.
Did you rock the vote with the Aerosmith and the whipped cream bra? Remember that?
Right, yeah.
Okay, sorry. So, since, we do this, and this is kind of what encompasses our lives, this music and, hard rock, heavy metal, whatever. Tell me your earliest start. What got you to liking? I guess, probably you can leave out all the like pop stuff that, Duran Duran and Michael Jackson and whatever you liked or whatever. But, because we all liked that shit when we were a kid.
Yeah.
But fucking this kind of stuff, what was your first experience?
It was like, I guess like a lot of kids, because since my parents weren't listening to that kind of stuff,
Yes.
Usually people either find it from a parent or a sibling or just on the radio. And I didn't have, a sibling that was going to share it with me or a parent that was, so I just, whatever I heard on the radio, I guess is kind of how I developed my like for, the local stuff like Z104.5.
The hot news,
Yeah.
Z104.5.
Yeah, back before it was The Edge. And
Yes.
then KMOD and 94.1 The Hawk.
Oh, wow. God, I forgot all about that one. Yeah.
But, see, I can't remember technically what the first harder rock band, because like all the stuff you just mentioned that we're all into when we were like 8.
It had to be a glam band, though,
Yeah,
right?
because I my first memory was really liking Bruce Springsteen. Okay, the Born in the USA album.
Yeah.
And then after that would have been probably 87, 88 is when I would have started liking the hard rock stuff, which would have been all around the same time was, when Hysteria was getting big. And then Poison in 88, I guess. Because I don't think I had gotten into them when Look What the Cat Dragged In. It would have been, when nothing, what the fuck's it called?
Open Up and Say Ah.
Yeah. Whenever that came out, and then Motley Crue and Bon Jovi and Slippery When Wet, New Jersey. Just when all that stuff was all over the radio from like 87 to 89. And then Guns N' Roses, of course. And then... But that's I couldn't pinpoint which one's first, but I know Poison was my first band that I decided was my favorite band when I was like 11 or something.
There you go.
Which transitioned into Guns N' Roses like a year or two later because I'm like, this is a little cooler to say it's my favorite band than Poison. But I still loved Poison the whole time and still do. I don't care what people think about that. But
That's right. That's right. Saw This Live is your favorite live album ever.
Yeah, there was a period in time where it was, but...
Oh, wow. I was just kind of spitballing there.
No, I meant way back then, just because I listened to it all the damn time.
Yeah.
I pretty much listened to that and Live Shit, Binge, and Purge are like the 2 live albums that I listened to the hell out of when I was a kid. But anyway.
So okay. So here's, so what was it about Guns N' Roses that grabbed you to where you're like, okay, this is my favorite band? Because we all have that band for each one of us that does that. What was it about GNR that, just sold you?
I've never really thought about that. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm here for. That's what we're doing this for.
Well, because, I remember, I don't know what, the timeline around here was because, the Midwest was a little behind the West Coast and all that on stuff coming out. But I think it wasn't really until Sweet Child of Mine anyway that the band, kind of blew up anyway. They were like, it took like a year or so before it exploded after all that.
Yeah, that's right.
But
I remember that.
I just remember whenever I heard the stuff in passing on the radio, which would have been that or Paradise City or Welcome to the Jungle at the time.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was cool, but it didn't like jump out to me yet for some reason, because I guess I was just like really into Poison and Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
So it was more like, it wasn't like that was heavy, but it was heavier than that.
Oh, definitely.
And so around like, I like this stuff, but I hadn't like went full on like it was my favorite band, like you said, until like 1990, I think, whenever I was actually at my grandma's house, my grandparents' house, well, grandma at the time because her grandpa had already died, but for a funeral for my great-grandpa. Yeah. And so there was like tons of people at my grandma's house, you know, like all the family, people you know, people you don't know.
Yeah.
And there was like one of my third cousins there. I can't even remember her name. That's how I'd never met her, and I don't think I've ever seen her since.
Oh, yeah.
So she came into my life and said, "This is the greatest band in the world," and like is like explaining to me and my cousin John about how Guns N' Roses is the greatest thing ever. And so then I just started listening. So thanks to her, it kind of just pushed me into it. And then I think the thing that made me love them even more than all these other bands was that I still loved glam that whole time, but it was like something heavier, but it was still like, it still fit with all that stuff I loved, like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And everything that was, you know, the classic, you know, what was already considered classic rock to us at that time.
Yeah.
Because it came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like the harder stuff like Aerosmith or AC/DC or Led Zeppelin. But it still had more attitude than all those. And I just fell in love with it from that. I mean, I don't know at what point I decided that that's what I'm going to start telling people is my favorite band, but you know.
Yeah. So like, how did you feel knowing that, you know, there were so many years where Guns N' Roses was inactive? And, you know, my favorite band's always been active. You know, this guy's favorite band's always been doing stuff. This guy's, did you feel as a fan where you like, you know, man, this sucks. I wish they'd do something.
Yeah, in the 90s, like through the late 90s. But then there came a point where I just stopped, not that I stopped caring, I just stopped thinking something was really going to happen.
Yeah.
Didn't. Because at that, you know, by the late 90s, the only thing that ever happened was that song, Oh My God.
Yeah.
On the
End of Days.
Yeah. And, you know, so already by that point, it was nothing but Axl and Dizzy Reed.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was always like curious to hear it, but I wasn't like on the edge of my seat, like waiting for it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think because of, you know, other bands that were right up there for me, like Faith No More and Tesla and Anthrax and Pantera, since they were all active, it kind of just worked out to where it wasn't like sitting around just wishing something would happen anymore.
You had other,
and then plus as a geek about the band, there was music coming from like, there was 2 Slash's Snake Pit albums in that time, Duff's solo album, couple Gilby Clarke albums, Neurotic Outsiders, all that stuff. So there was stuff coming from these guys and I liked all that stuff.
Yeah. So, talk a little bit about, you know, not that there's anything wrong with this, but I just always thought it was weird how, you know, all the stuff you liked, but then like Faith No More is also one of your favorite bands, and they're a little left of center from your usual fare, and stuff like Sunvolt, you know, where does that kind of stuff come in?
Man,
which I like all the curveballs. I like the left field stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Well, Faith No More, I'm not going to lie and act like I was there at the beginning. I became a fan because of Epic. Just like 98% of people, they could lie to you and say they didn't, but that's the introduction to him.
But you stayed on the boat, though.
Yeah. And I mean, sure, there's people that were more into underground shit and knew the first album probably.
Yeah.
But that wasn't mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really know. I think I'd heard We Care a Lot, but I didn't really know much of that stuff. So when I heard Epic, I'm like, this is fucking amazing because it's different and it's still hard rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear the whole rest of that album and that, you know, I always love singers like that just have this huge voice.
Yeah.
And So that whole album just kind of got me. And then that's, the album after that, Angel Dust, was just even crazier. But by that point, we were into all kinds of heavy metal anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that was kind of a far stretch.
Yeah.
And so that kind of happened pretty quick. And I think back then I didn't really think of it as being, when you look back on it, it really is, but I didn't really think of it as being that different because by the point that I was really latching onto them around like 91 into 92, then it wasn't long after that whenever we had Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and stuff that was a little different than, the Anthrax and the Metallica and then all the glam stuff that we were listening to anyway. So Faith No More just kind of fit in between all those bands.
Yeah, they did kind of. That's a good way of putting it.
And then all the other stuff, I don't know, because like we've talked about before, I wasn't like big into country at all when I was young, but I liked when I heard the older, the classic stuff from the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the outlaw country. I knew a lot of that stuff, but then it wasn't until later that I really got into it. So when you hear a band like Sunvolt, which really isn't that, but they're kind of a mixture of, country and rock.
Yeah.
Them and Cracker, bands like that I really kind of
Yeah.
lashed onto, and I guess that's the reason why. I don't know, because that's about the time that I was getting into Cash or Waylon Jennings or whoever. So I guess that's how, because Cracker I was really into in the 90s, and Sunvolt I kind of was, but it wasn't even until like the past 10 years or so that I like got heavier back into Sunvolt after their first album. But any of the stuff that's like outside of the rock field, I don't know, because, I'm a huge fan of like Sheryl Crow too, and it's just shit that was on the radio that I hear, and I thought, well, this is cool, and I check out the album and loved it, and I'm just like, I don't care if someone who likes Fear Factory thinks it's stupid that I like Sheryl Crow too, whatever.
That's, and that's the thing is, what is it? There's no guilty pleasure,
Yeah.
If there was, what would be one thing that you like or listen to that you probably wouldn't admit to right away? Like legit.
Well, like I legit love Roxette, and I'll admit it to anybody.
Okay, there you go.
That's not something that I would pause on. I might pause on saying that, like, I've heard an NSYNC song or a Justin Timberlake song that I think's cool. I might think about it before I said that out loud, but I just did. But
you get down with some Savage Garden.
Well, yeah.
Why not?
All that late 90s shit that was on like the mix hits kind of stations.
Yeah.
The stuff that was like big and like Natalie and Bruglia and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like I liked a lot of those songs,
Oh man. Oh man. Okay. I'm going to get into a few just kind of goofy questions, but I think they might be produce a good talking point or two.
Okay.
4 bands for a summer shed tour and why?
4 bands that can do it. It's not one of those hypothetical things where it's like, if you could book any band ever.
Yeah.
None of that bullshit.
Okay. Give me like a good, for real. Because I know we've all thought about this shit.
Yeah. See, since we're kind of dorky about this kind of stuff, like I'd have to think like, am I trying to sell tickets, or am I just putting the 4 bands together that I would want to see out there?
A little bit. I mean, it'd be easy to say something, for just making money.
Yeah.
But something that you would, want to put a little bit of heart into.
Because if it was 4 bands that we're going to tour together, I would definitely say someone like Corrosion of Conformity.
Yeah. Just
because they deserve to be on a big tour like that.
Yes, they do.
But I don't even know if I'm putting it together, if it would be big bands, because outside of Metallica or System of a Down or something, it's like there's not a whole lot of huge bands that I would be like, well, if I'm making a tour, this is who should be there. So I don't. Okay, just to have someone on it that will sell tickets. System of a Down.
Okay.
With Anthrax, Corrosion of Conformity, and Ugly Kid Joe.
Nice. I like that. Ugly Kid Joe is the definite dark horse in that one.
Right. But they're heavy enough and they got enough attitude to them that even the people that think they might not like them that are at that show would probably like the show.
Oh yeah, if they did just went out there and did Menace to Sobriety, they'd win the shit over. There you go. Motel California or Menace to Sobriety?
Oh, Menace to Sobriety. It's not even
Hell
close.
yes. Yeah, good.
I remember a lot of people back then didn't like Motel California, and I like that. But yeah, Menace to Sobriety is like, I think you like it better than even America's Least Wanted, right?
Oh, I do.
But
it's fucking badass.
I think I like America's Least Wanted better.
So badass.
But it's like extremely close. It's kind of like picking a favorite Faith No More album. It's like those first two Ugly Kid Joe albums are kind of hard to pick between,
Yeah. Yep.
Like the first two Pantera albums, or first three Pantera albums, sorry.
Far Beyond Driven.
Yeah. I don't
know. I mean, come on, dude.
I can't put it above Vulgar.
No, I meant Vulgar. God damn.
Oh.
Vulgar. Far Beyond Driven. I said Far Beyond Driven because of the 25th anniversary shit that's going on. I meant Vulgar.
Okay.
Vulgar would have to be.
Yeah.
But anyways. Okay, so we have, in the span of this podcast, we have interviewed a lot of people that we never thought we'd get to do, all that kind of shit. What is, and I think I know the answer, but what is like a dream interview for you?
The dream person to get on the podcast?
Yes, and do you think we'll get it someday?
Slash and no.
Hey, I like the honesty.
Actually, maybe I'd say Axel and no.
Yeah.
Because that would just be a little more interesting because, he's not going to, he barely does interviews. But Slash, it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. We never thought we'd get Gene Simmons.
Right.
Or, whoever. You know.
I mean, there's a lot of people high up there. Like Zakk Wylde's another one of them. But like you pointed out, it's like you got to get lucky to get a normal interview out of him anyway.
Yeah, I don't even know that I'd want to do it.
It'd just be cool to do it, to do it.
To have it on, yeah.
I mean, and that's another interesting note. I did that time get to talk to him for like 10 minutes.
That's right.
Me and Thrasher. But that was before Black Label started.
Before all the gaiety or whatever it is the fuck he likes to talk about.
Yeah.
The drink orders of doom.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one that we've done so far that's like your least favorite?
I don't know. There's been some that I thought could have been, I don't know. I can't think of one that I thought went bad really outside of the Doyle thing we've talked about a few times.
Yeah, true.
But, I don't really have any, I'm not trying to like avoid an answer. I just can't think of one off the top of my head that like comes out as like, man, that wasn't good. I don't know.
That's cool.
There's ones where I'm like, man, I wish we would have asked this or something like that to make it a little more something or another, but
the Local H guy didn't really talk a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There were ones like that where it was like, they were early enough on that it was kind of like a little nerve-wracking to me.
Yeah.
But now, and thankfully, nerve-wracking because I'm like, well, this guy's not answering questions, so we're trying to like make up shit.
Yes.
And thankfully, he had the drummer with him as well.
Yeah.
Because I assume he brought him because that guy talks more.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally it was just, the interview was listed as just being him. And I think that's probably why. Some of those guys aren't real talkers, but man, I don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
Do you have one that you say is your least favorite?
Favorite? I don't know. I think it was, I don't really know. I mean, I think I'm grateful for every one of them that we've ever done.
Yeah.
And I think outside of Doyle, I don't think we've had a very, very bad experience.
Right.
Yet. I don't know if I call it least favorite, but I think Lips from Anvil was a little grumpy.
Right.
I would have, probably liked to have just been at the bar having a drink instead of doing that.
Right.
But at the same time, we made blabbermouth with it, so I guess I shut the fuck up.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
would
point.
maybe say that's the one. So,
But it seems like every interview he does is a little.
oh
grumpy.
yeah, there was one he did one that just made blabbermouth the other day, and he just comes off as a crotchety old bitter old man.
Yeah.
So whatever. So okay, so I want you to put together a super group of Tulsa musicians. Go. Oh yeah, yep.
What's
That's right. I wasn't gonna make it easy on you.
Right. God dang. So now whenever I say people and then leave people out, then I'm gonna be like the asshole of Thunder
Oh
Underground.
man.
No.
There is a silence has fallen over the crowd, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
I'm making him think.
Yeah. I'm trying to think over all the genres, like older stuff, newer stuff, everything that we've talked about or people we know. Well, we don't even have to know them, but I'm just thinking. I'd say Dee Petrillo on drums.
Okay.
Stacy Lane and Eric Reese on guitars.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, you're gonna have to put in some background music.
I know.
Keep people interested during your thinking pauses.
I know. Put in a little what's it, the Jeopardy thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think for the bass player, just so there's some old school rock and roll where we started from vibe. Scott Squires.
Nice. Get some old school in there.
Yeah. And then see, if you put all these people together, this doesn't even sound right stylistically, but my vocalist, I was trying to think outside the box, and I wanted to say Felicia from Sovereign Dame.
Nice.
But I also want to say Steve Ray.
Yeah, there you go.
Just because, that's what we've talked about many times, was the first kind of local singer of a metal band that I'm just man, I love this I love Pitbulls on Crack, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then of course stuff with Oklahoma Braves is all awesome, but so maybe a split with them too, female and male vocals.
There you go. I like that. That's a good one. See, you did it, Trent. You did it, Trent. So, to close out, I have a couple of, I mean, they're still music, but just it's more related to your work and stuff. By trade, you work in graphic design. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, printing.
So where did, you've done some posters here and there for the Thunder Underground Fest. I know you did a Through the Stone poster.
Yeah.
And you're doing one for our benefit for Josh Baker.
And a forthcoming one for Booze, Bars, and Guitars too.
Look at that. And see, where do you get where did that kind of side come? Because I didn't know, and other than the last few years, I kind of didn't know you had that side to you. Where do you get that inspiration for that visual stuff?
I don't know. I've never been artistic where I can draw or anything.
Yeah.
That's just not a part of anything I could do. But just whenever I started learning Photoshop and stuff through, because I was really into photography for a while. And I mean, I still am, but just not I don't do it as much as I used to. But learning Photoshop and then all the different stuff you could do in there, I just kind of went into that. And then whenever I got the job at a printing company, I needed to know how to do all the other stuff like Illustrator and everything. So just kind of learning that opened that door. And then when it became something at my job that we started doing along with printing was, offering design and everything, it just kind of started out small because, personally, I wasn't skilled enough to where I could say, I could do your company logo if it's not something, more than something basic. So I just started doing business cards at work, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then just, as I got more confident with doing it, then I just started doing it. I didn't, company logos and stuff at my work and everything.
Yeah.
And then so after a while, and then like, I did the one for our podcast, and I thought, why don't I just tell people, because every once in a while someone asks you, like, who do you know that does this or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I can do it.
There you go.
And so I'd done a few band logos and then, like you said, a few concert posters. So it's just kind of, because that's more interesting to me than, some construction company's business card.
Yeah, true.
So
well, definitely.
If that stuff comes up, I really just kind of, what's the right word? Move that way, because that's obviously way more interesting to me,
Gotcha. Yeah. And now you're doing all these, you're doing work at festivals and stuff and shows. Talk about how you got into that, and is that something that you want to be full-time at some point?
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to be full-time doing it, but at the same time, it's like if you were full-time doing that, you're going to be traveling all the time.
Yes.
And that would probably get tiring or kind of get old, but I don't know. I haven't experienced it yet to know that. I guess I'll probably find out here in a few months because it's kind of picking up now. But
yes,
I didn't really even start doing that. I'd talked to some people in the past 2 or 3 years about it, and then it wasn't until about a year ago that I worked. Rocklahoma was actually the first thing I worked.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past year, just working, just one day shows in the area, doing VIP events and stuff like that. And then festivals, it's kind of picked up. And, now I've got like 4 coming up in the next month and a half.
Wow.
And so I guess I'll find out pretty quick if it's something I would want to do.
If it's your deal, huh?
Yeah. If I'd want to do it on a consistent basis. And
nice.
I don't know. It's just kind of like anyone, it just kind of early on intrigues you to know what's going on, backstage.
Yeah.
Not just, I'm not talking about crazy rock star shit. I'm just talking about how everything's working and, kept together and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And, getting the chance, knowing some people, like we've got close friends that do it. So
yes,
I just kind of, kept bugging them for a while and then just got in and just kind of started. The more people you meet, the more connections you make, that kind of thing. And, like our buddy Mike Thrasher's kind of done the same thing, even though he's doing it along with, a more than full-time with overtime hour job. So he's kind of, I kind of stepped back on my other job so I could do that part-time and this part-time to equal.
He's going into it full throttle.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's been your favorite one so far?
Probably Cal Jam, just because of where it was and like the scenery, and seeing a concert there.
Yeah.
And it was like laid back.
Yeah.
I went into it expecting it to be like Rocklahoma or something, and it wasn't anywhere near that. Yeah. Like as far as just like the vibe and everything, and just like the party atmosphere. Yeah. And I mean, Rocklahoma, probably just because, we've been to every one of them and working it, it's fun because, you knew everybody. And so it wasn't like, it was a good one to be the start.
Yeah, I bet. Help you break in.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Cal Jam is probably the coolest experience so far.
Nice. Well, that wraps it up. I think we have to go in and do another interview. But I appreciate your time. I've been on this podcast as a guest before.
That's
with
right.
My band, so it was your turn to do it. I just, wanted to pick your brain for a minute. So, yeah, thanks. You're a great asset to the Tulsa music scene.
Well, thank you.
Well, I
think you are as well, my friend.
Well, I try. I don't know. I'm still pissed that you didn't pick me for your supergroup, but whatever. Fuck you.
I thought about just being a dork and saying, Jason Wood, Josh Baker, Eric Bass, Eric Reese,
See,
just to try to promote your band here.
There you go. That's all right. It's all right. Well, thank you very much.
Hell yeah, thank you. There you go. Trent Channels of Thunder Underground. A big thank you to Jason for making that happen, I guess.
Oh, there you go. Say that again. I'm just kidding.
No, I really thought you didn't ask anything about the writing process or
oh my god,
influences.
I kind of want what I wanted.
Where my name came from.
Oh my god, what I really kind of want to do is be like, how is it that sometimes you're really stoic and you don't kind of put up with any shit. But I didn't want to get super mean or super weird, so I just kind of kept it light.
Kept it all music light.
Because I know why you're like that, because I've known you since I was like 5. Okay?
Yeah.
So but I didn't want to get super crazy, so I just kind of kept it to, whatever.
Right.
So there's inner workings on that deal.
Okay. Well, but that was fun, so yeah, that was cool we did it.
Here's something I just thought of. What do you think, you being a massive Machine Head fan, what do you think of all this Burn My Eyes stuff? And if anyone doesn't know, the original lineup of Machine Head, Burn My Eyes, the original, the first, whatever, are coming back together, and I think they're going to re-record some stuff. They're definitely touring, so what do you think of that?
I think it's cool. I mean, obviously, he had to do something. If he was going to keep the band going, he had to do something that, made a splash, I think, and not just, here's 2 new guys, which he could have done. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but I think this was the smartest move because it's an anniversary.
Well, and the thing is he's doing,
right.
They're going to do that record, and they're going to do other stuff with other dudes.
Yeah.
But it's all the same tour.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to do a set he's going to find a new guitarist and a new drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And then on this tour, they're going to play a set of Machine Head songs from every album, I guess, except Burn My Eyes.
Yeah.
And then 3/4 of the original lineup's going to come out there and play Burn My Eyes in its entirety.
Yeah.
Which is great, because, he always made it sound kind of like him and Logan would never work together again. And, that's kind of cool with that because, he had a big part of that sound of the first couple albums. So I think it's cool to see it happen.
Well, good. I was kind of curious of your thoughts
on
that.
Well, my first thought when I saw the headline that they were re-recording the album, I was like, what? That's kind of fucking stupid. But then I went and read what it was, and it made more sense because he said that they've already done it. They've recorded it all live in one take, I think.
Oh,
and
wow.
He said that they're not even going to release it as an album. It's going to be released song by song online digitally.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And
that's cool.
He said there'll be videos of them running through it live. There'll be videos of them recording it and everything. So it's kind of just a thing, I think, to hype the tour.
I get that. I like that because I'm kind of like you because I don't want anyone to re-record anything.
Right.
There's no point in that.
Yeah.
It's what it was. But now that you put it, and I was kind of mixed about that, but I'm not the massive Machine Head fan like you are, so whatever. But now that you say that, I get that. That's okay. It's not going to be, they're not releasing it to make a bunch of fucking money.
Right.
And they're doing it just to kind of hype up the tour. I get that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully when they announce America, it comes somewhere around here.
Yeah, because we'll go for fucking sure.
Right.
I know that much.
All right, before we get into this, we're going to play some music. And we thought, it's due time we play some Zen Hipster.
Why not?
Because, we talked about, up front, Jason talked about how I interviewed Zen Hipster just by myself with him as a member of the band, as he is. And that's the last time we played Zen Hipster, and so since we're kind of flipping the tables and him interviewing me, why not play Zen Hipster again on this episode?
You can't have enough.
That's right. All right, this is Consequences of Apathy.
Much
Consequences of Apathy from Zen Hipster from their third album, Master of Puppets.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that intro or outro or whatever. Thank you.
Keeping the Metallica thing going here.
Yeah, why not? Their third album, Master. Jesus Christ, I like that.
Is that your favorite Zen Hipster song? Or one of them, I assume.
It is definitely one of them. I think that, it's funny you say that because I really think it is. Or if I look on, I like Nubby. I really like playing Nubby. I don't know. A lot of people might not know that song. If not, it's on Spotify. Go look it up. Yeah. We haven't played that live yet. We have yet to work it up. In this go around of the band these last few months, but I really loved playing that one too. But Consequence of Apathy, I think would be number one.
So yeah, like Jason mentioned, Spotify, you can find their album In Process. They've also got an album, Freaking Rock.
Yes. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you hit up the band on Facebook or if you see them at a show, they've got some albums, physical copies left of both those that you could grab from the band.
Definitely. The thing is In Process is our second record. It's on Spotify. Our first record is called Freaking Rock, and if you want it, hit me up, hit Turn Up, hit us up, Zen Hipster Facebook, Thunder Underground Facebook. However, we'll get it to you.
That's right. Yes. Like you mentioned up front, we recorded this episode quite a while back now. It's been over a month, but we were going to hold it until we knew we would need some episodes here in April.
We knew this was coming, so.
And we have always wanted to get Kevin Graham back on because he was on here, way back in, I think it was 2016.
For a Rocklahoma preview.
Yeah. And, that was great. A lot of people thought it was hilarious because Kevin's a hilarious guy and great to talk to and hang out with. So we thought, well, what better time than when we're all hanging out after Metallica. And we, this was mainly about the Kansas City show because that's what we had just saw a couple hours before we recorded this. But we talked a little about the Wichita show because me and Kevin were both there. And I think we even doing stuff about Tulsa maybe a little bit, if I remember right.
You just said Wichita Shaw.
I know, but then I tried to correct it in the same sentence there.
That's a goddamn band name right there.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Indian name.
Yeah, some kind of old, probably an old country band, I think. Wichita Shaw.
Wichita Shaw?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so Metallica. Do we need to say anything else about this before we get into it?
I don't know. Do we?
No, because like we said, we're talking about the shows and we kind of get in a little stuff about other times we've seen them. We've talked about Metallica a billion times, but this was something that was needed because it was the Hardwired tour.
It was my first time on the rail let alone a Metallica concert, any concert.
That's right.
I don't know. I think Iron Maiden, I was pretty goddamn close. But this was an experience like no other. So it was amazing. And, we got to talk about it. I'm so glad.
Yeah. So let's get into this talk of Metallica with Kevin Graham.
So what was the doodle? Pink Floyd, right?
Yeah, like hell.
Because they're from Missouri.
Yeah.
I told Tracy, I didn't know Pink Floyd was from Missouri.
They're not, are they?
No, they're from England.
Right.
But I guess it's because it was David Gilmour's birthday.
Yeah, that's
so
what
they didn't do the...
Because normally the city
thing. What were they going to do? Steve Warner's Kansas City Lights? Fuck that.
But Missouri, even the state of Missouri, does anyone come to mind that's from there? Like musician-wise?
No.
Yeah, I can't even fucking think of a band that's from Missouri. That's weird. It came from like every other state.
That scene must be trash.
Let me see.
Well, Wichita, we got Carry On, My Wayward Son.
Yeah.
Famous bands from Kansas City. Coalesce, Flee the Scene, Missouri. Oh, Puddle of Mud. That's right. They're from Kansas City. They could have been like, I like the way you smack my ass. That would have been great to hear. The Get Up Kids.
Rob would be like, she fucking hates me.
Yeah. There's like nobody.
She fucking hates me.
That's why they didn't do it, because there's a million bands here and I ain't heard of a goddamn one of them. The Get Up Kids and Puddle of Mud.
I bet you they did the same thing.
Well, I'm talking about the entire state, though, because it doesn't have
true.
to be. Because, like, Kansas isn't from Wichita.
Ooh, I like the Coon Sanders original from 1925.
Coon Sanders?
Coon Sanders. Coon Sanders original Nighthawk Orchestra. They should have done a Coon Sanders original Nighthawk.
Because you know
Orchestra.
that 19,000 people in the Sprint Center would have sang along.
Oh,
Right.
Everybody knows that shit. Like Jim Brewer said, if you don't know Coon Sanders, you don't fucking belong here.
They could have done a Sheryl Crow song. Chuck Berry.
That's right, Sheryl Crow's from Missouri, isn't she?
Yep, the Doobie Brothers.
Hold it. Chuck Berry's from Missouri?
Yeah, he was born in St. Louis. Or maybe if they did it. Did they do St. Louis? No, they did it in that summer too. Back to the set list. Back to the set list.
Back to the front.
Back to the front.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Shit.
He always does this. So,
People say stupid shit when they don't know it's being
see,
recorded.
like I just did. But I don't care. He can leave any of this in.
Sorry, what was your least favorite song tonight?
It was definitely Short of Straw and Spit Out the Bone. Just kidding. There wasn't a least favorite song. It was fucking Metallica.
I know.
I mean, and I'll say this is the best time I've ever seen Metallica. It was the best fucking view I've ever seen anything in my fucking life. So
Beautiful.
So this was definitely a night to remember, especially after the debacle that was Tulsa. But we don't need to get into that right now. So
Why don't you tell us about that, Jason?
no, let's not. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it was great. I could have done without the Now That We're Dead fucking drum solos, though.
Yeah, I'm over that after one time. It's cool to see, but I'm not. Because that song's fine, but there's better songs on the album, you know?
Yeah.
And
Confusion.
during the stadium tour, when
That would have been great.
they brought out the gigantic old school looking drums. Maybe that's cool, whatever. But yeah, they should have. I don't know. Just did that song and I don't know, stuck another song in there too.
I figure that it's probably going to be there forever now, just so they can do that drum shit. Or maybe it's just for this tour.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We shall see.
Can't wait till the next one.
The next tour, the next album.
Next whatever.
They'll do the drum thing in their little stadium thing in Europe they're about to do, and then that's probably it.
Yeah, I think that's just a hardwired thing.
Then it'll go the way of Death Magnetic, and you'll never hear it again.
Yeah, one would hope. They've been.
No, I think that they'll play.
They played Cyanide not too long ago.
Oh, did they?
Nothing on this tour, though.
Yeah. They
I
played
bet they'll
Cyanide. They played Unforgiven 3.
Overseas?
No, it was in. It was like the first leg in October of this tour, like in somewhere in America. It was Unforgiven 3 was the fourth song.
Man, I've seen this shit 4
Unforgiven
times.
3.
They can play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it's great.
Exactly.
They can get up there and beat on boxes all night. I don't care.
I
But
watch it.
it's
I
kind of
watch it.
dumb, but it's Metallica, so I don't care.
That's right. That is right.
If you don't like Metallica, you fucking suck.
Kevin Graham has spoken, everybody.
Yes, I have spoken.
What do you think? Do you just think tonight was better than Wichita?
What's that?
Do you think tonight was better than Wichita?
The sound was kind of fucked up at first. It was the drums were muffled, and then I don't know what was going on with the bass. Jason knows more than I do.
It just seemed to me like every time he came up to where we were at, the bass was very loud. So I would assume he wants it in his monitors a lot more than most.
I wonder if it was happening at every corner that
yeah,
he went
like
to.
if he went to over, the people across the stage, whenever he went to them, they probably heard it real loud too. I would hope or assume. I would assume that's what it was.
Were you guys at one of the points?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were kind of between points. Maybe that's why I didn't notice.
Yeah. So
It was a great spot.
Oh yeah, we were right at the very corner.
Oh, okay.
So, and we were at the spot where, excuse me, on the rail where they wanted to leave an area for people to walk through, so they wouldn't let anyone behind.
We had
us.
our own goddamn
So
security.
we had, yeah, I mean, we had, and anybody got behind us, they kicked them out real quick.
Yeah,
We had a prime spot. Me and Kevin
it was
did.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great.
They're like Kevin Graham and the guy from Thunder Underground are here. Let's fucking block that
Exactly. They know when we roll.
It was like that was happening, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling
We
you.
had fucking personal bodyguards and shit.
Yeah, I mean, they're little middle-aged old ladies, but they handled it right.
And I was telling Jason, watch, as soon as the show starts, they ain't going to be able to hold anybody back. But they did.
They did. They definitely did.
They were great.
Yeah.
The show was great.
And I got a fist bump from James. So
I did too.
I'm never going to wash this hand ever again.
You already masturbated with it, didn't you?
That's right. The show's only been over for 2.5 hours, and he's already masturbated twice.
I already whacked it with that hand. I'm not going to lie.
Let me smell it.
Oh my God!
Smell your own hand.
That'll be $5, buddy. $5.
Here, I'll trade you a pick for it.
No, I'm good. I got a pick, dog.
I did not get to touch James, but I touched Rob
There you go.
on 3 occasions. So
Yeah, I shook Rob's hand.
that's almost equal to one James.
I shook Rob's hand in Wichita,
right.
and his hands were really soft.
Yeah, you said that, but I didn't even think about it whenever it happened because it was
Yeah.
so quick, I guess. But
It was great.
so I was right by where he was, where his bases were, and Tracy pointed out, like, because at first I thought they were throwing powder on his hand, you know, kind of like weightlifters, but they're spraying shit. I mean, you know what that is?
Oh, on the
No.
guitars.
Yeah, they'd spray shit
to
on
slide
on the
lube.
neck of his guitar, and then I think once they sprayed it on his hands.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know that they.
but it was like in a spray can, so it wasn't like
We weren't too far from James's tech, and he was wiping.
Yeah,
the
I
car.
got pictures of him changing clothes too,
Yeah.
with the shirt off.
it's like your fucking dream.
Yeah,
My
dude,
God.
it's like the fucking last day of school right now. Because I ain't gonna see Metallica tomorrow, the next day.
Yep, I know.
Unless you
Or
go
the
to
next day,
Europe
or the next day. There's something to go into. Like, this could be the last time we see Metallica ever.
That's not going to happen unless one of them
I don't
dies,
think
unless
that's gonna
James
happen.
dies.
Well, I'm just
But
saying
it's gonna be for a long time.
They put a long time in between albums, and the next time they put out an album, they're going to be in their 60s. I don't know. Maybe they don't
Think
want
they're
to
gonna
do
wait
it as
that
much.
long?
What
The
if they don't
fucking
wanna
Stones
tour?
are like go on tour and they're like 73.
Yeah, but they don't have as intense of a show as these metal bands do.
True.
You know, but hey, if that one guy out there in the crowd was 78 and he was on the floor, then anything's fucking possible.
Right.
So,
But there's like, look at guys like, Maiden. Most of them are older than Metallica.
yeah, true. Yeah, you're
Bruce
right.
Dickinson's not much older, but
Yep.
the rest of the band is.
Yeah, you're right.
Priest,
Good point. Good point.
Alice Cooper.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point. So back to the set list.
Back to the front.
Back to the front.
Sorry, I put second.
Our first little surprise, I think we said it earlier, mentioned it, Shorter Straw.
It's been pulled for all of us tonight.
Yep, it was.
I didn't know what it was at first.
Yeah, I had to remind Kevin. I was like, "Fucking Shorter Straw."
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's cool because the other shows were a song from the Black Album. Or at least, what'd you get in Little Rock? Do you remember?
It was
In that spot. It's Through the Never.
Through the Never.
Oh, okay. And then that was Wichita.
and that's what I got in Wichita too.
And Holier Than Now was in Tulsa. So yeah, got another Justice track.
Yes, yes. And it's one I don't think they've played a lot on this tour.
Yeah.
So that'll work. That
Yeah, it
will
was
work.
great.
And then we got Sanitarium, which
Yes.
that was the highlight to me.
Yeah,
I
That
ain't
was
Because
heard
we got
that
another
yet.
master track.
that was great. And then the kind of load reload slot was Fuel,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we thought. You kind of
After the Four Horsemen.
after Four Horsemen, which was great.
Yeah. Because I don't think I've seen them do Four Horsemen, this
No.
go around these
Yeah.
last 3 shows I've seen.
Yeah,
Because I know they did Motor Breath in Dallas, and then they did Whiplash.
Yeah.
in
It's
Wichita.
always a Kill 'Em All song
Yeah.
right there at that break.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you called Fuel, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, because I did Memory Remains in Wichita a couple nights ago.
Yeah, they did.
So,
Yeah.
which I don't care either way about Fuel, but I've seen Memory Remains now the last 3 times I've seen them. So I guess it's cool to change that up.
Yeah. And the fire was cool.
The fire was
and,
way cool.
Yeah, Lars's little Broadway act at the end. That was cool. He fell over and acted like he was super hot and shit.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting there and thinking the whole time, James is out there singing, all the fire's going off. And then later on he walks back over to get up on the drum riser. I'm like, I wonder if every time he does that, if it's in his head. Back when he got burned.
Quebec, right?
Yeah.
Was it Quebec?
Yeah.
Like back in the early 90s. I wonder if
I
every time he
that was
walks past those
96,
things, if he
wasn't it?
thinks about it.
No, that was like 92 or 93 when
92.
the Guns N' Roses tour.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I remember that happening. What was I going to say? Fuck, I forgot.
Oh, by the way,
here's-
I did see them with 5 people on stage before.
With
Marshall.
John
played.
Marshall? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, you saw one of those shows?
That's cool. Speaking of rare or different shows, I've seen birthday shows twice. So I've seen 2 members get pied.
Pied or the fucking
The whipped
silly
cream,
string?
whatever the shit. But all of it. Pies and silly string.
Yeah, we saw.
James at the Summer Sanitarium. And then Kirk on the Death Magnetic, World Magnetic, whatever the hell.
Yeah, Tulsa to be okay.
Yeah.
On the Death Magnetic tour was Kirk's birthday.
Nice.
So
And Michael Thrasher's birthday.
that's right. And Lonnie Walters. So wouldn't it have been cool instead of Fuel if they put in Until It Sleeps?
No. It would have been cool if they put in like Wasting My Hate or Bleeding Me.
Bleeding Me would have been
Wasted my hate.
Or
Yeah.
Mama Said.
or Hero of the Day.
Or Ain't My Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
fucking
that's-
Outlaw Torn.
Oh my God, Ronnie.
Fucking Prince Charming.
There you go. Now that's a song. I could deal with that. Why don't they do that?
2x4.
Because you two would only be the only ones singing along.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't give a fuck about their other 18,998
Should
people
have
that were
cranked
in the
out
goddamn
fucking
room.
Frantic or something.
Yeah.
Frantic, I could see. That was always sounded a little better live.
Well, that stuff comes off way better live than
Yeah.
it did on
Yeah.
album.
It does. And fucking
Because we saw them on that
Anything
tour.
comes out better live than
yeah,
Saint Anger.
Right.
yeah.
Well, when we saw them on that tour and they played like 3 of they played Some Kind of Monster and Saint Anger and Frantic. And all of them sounded great.
Yeah, Frantic's always, yeah. And you're right on Ain't My Bitch. That'd be one. I wish they'd play
That's a
that.
good one.
But think of all the like radio hits like Hero of the Day and King Nothing that they
Yeah.
never play
I know.
now. I mean, at least in
King
the last
Nothing,
few
that
years.
would be awesome, yeah.
Didn't they play King Nothing in Dallas a couple years ago?
I don't think so.
No, they did in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was like the first
Yeah,
show of the
you remember that
Hardwired
one. Yeah,
whole
it
thing,
was.
wasn't it? 'Cause that's the
But
first time they ever played
debuted
Hardwired.
Hardwired
Yeah.
on that.
That
show.
was before Hardwired came out, because remember that version was on Hardwired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bonus track?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the live version. Yeah, we're getting crazy with it. Make no mistake.
But the KC, that was... Oh, and then Spit Out the Bone
Yes,
as the encore
That was
song.
good.
yes, which is
They
good.
ripped
'cause
that shit out.
They've, they brought that out for so many shows, and they haven't done it in a while, so they brought it back in, which is cool.
Which I had thought about that earlier, because normally earlier they played another Hardwired song.
Yeah,
They would do Halo on Fire, and now they're doing Here Comes Revenge. But they didn't do either of those things.
they did.
It was
did
Sanitarium
that.
instead
That's
of
right. Yeah.
instead of Revenge.
Yeah. Which
Hey,
is,
I'll take that.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
So they flopped
So then they put another song down here.
the encore song with Sanitarium,
Yeah.
Hardwired, and the classic.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was hoping, of course, that it would be Battery, but I'm like, I can live with Spit Out the Bone because I haven't seen him do that. So
Yeah, that was a great set list, and like I said, I'm not going to see him for a long time, so that's a good set list to go off of.
you might see him at Woodstock 2019.
Yeah, like I'm going to that shit.
You might when they announce it, and it's like fucking Metallica. It's like a big 4: Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, and then Life of Agony's there,
Oh my
and
god!
like fucking Mike Ness,
Yeah,
Mike Ness solo.
Hey, Tracy has
Motley
spoken.
Crue with John Corabi on vocals.
Never
at
happened.
Woodstock 2019. What's that?
Tesla with Tommy Skio coming back.
I'd fucking drive across the country to see that.
Now that shit was great.
You know what?
Oh,
I
yeah.
Fire
wouldn't.
with Fire.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Wichita.
He's a goddamn wingnut anymore.
Who cares? The last time Tesla had any nutsack was when Tommy was in the band.
I don't know about all that.
Listen to Into the Now and then listen to anything they've done since. It lacks balls.
Dave Rude all the way.
No. Dave Rude's
Believe
great.
me, if
Dave
Tommy
Rude's a cool
Skio was
motherfucker.
back in the band, it'd be a goddamn dumpster fire. Okay?
No, it wouldn't.
Listen to the last interview that guy did.
Yeah, the
It-
interview
it's a
isn't
train
coming
wreck.
out his fucking fingers and running across the stage. I'm sorry. Listen to Into the Now. Listen to the entire Into the Now.
You know what, Trent? Just for that,
And then
we're
listen
sleeping
to-
in different beds tonight.
and then
okay?
listen to everything after. This is a fucking fact now. They're on their third album without him.
And you think it's
And
We're
they're
gonna
all
have to
average.
separate you two.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, you need because he's wrong, so he needs to be sequestered.
Back to Metallica.
Oh yeah, okay.
The other night,
Metallica.
they played Fire with Fire whenever
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
you had a ticket and didn't go.
Well,
What?
you know what?
Explain that, please.
I will explain that.
Explain that to podcast land.
There's just some factors in play.
You missed Fight Fire with Fire.
I'm
That's
okay
what you
with that.
missed.
Pretty sure I've seen that. And
How do you buy a ticket for Metallica and then don't go?
well, because
He saw him play Fire with Fire in 1985 at the Canes Barn.
exactly, I was there.
In
I was not.
85?
I was 9. I was there. What the fuck?
I seen them
With
in
Armored Saint
85.
and Wasp, even though Wasp wasn't at the show.
Oh, darn it!
David Campbell was there.
Yes,
And Jason Wood, they were standing right next to each other.
that's right.
And didn't
On
even
stage
know it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a lot taller than me because I was 9. It was and I just happened on the show.
What's your problem with Wasp?
I just happened upon the show. They suck. In the story.
Did you hear that?
I just happened upon the show. I was really trying to go to Canes for the mud wrestling. But,
Right.
Midget?
Whatever.
Were they midgets?
Either or, I wouldn't care as long as there's mud.
So, what was this? This was... How many Metallica shows have you seen?
This is my 11th.
Okay. This is my 10th.
Nice.
My
This is your
32nd.
32nd, you motherfucker.
32nd.
Okay.
What was the first time you saw Metallica?
Was it Day on the Green?
I
or was
seen
it-
them open up. It was Armored Saint, Metallica, and YNT.
Wow. Cliff Burton?
December 1985,
Wow.
Sacramento Memorial Auditorium. It was fucking great. I was on acid. All I remember is Cliff Burton's hair fucking swaying back and forth in slow motion. It was fucking intense.
Did they play Spit Out the Bone at that one?
No, they didn't play
Yeah.
Spit.
Kevin's like, no, motherfucker, you dumbass. They did not.
So he was at Day on the Green.
I was that day on the green too.
That's
That
insane.
was
That's
great.
that's one of the quintessential Cliff Burton moments.
Because that's
And you
the
were
still,
there.
That's the video that
Yeah,
everybody sees.
Yeah,
They
that's
still
fucking
show-
awesome.
Yeah,
when Rob's playing
Yeah.
on the cubes.
Anesthesia. That's the video that's
Yeah, I
going
was
on.
at that show.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That is crazy. That's something to hang your hat on, man. I'm telling you. You know that, though.
Yeah.
I went to a Cliff Burton bass clinic at Guitar World in 1986, about a month before he passed away.
Really?
Yeah.
You did not.
He was
You're
there?
lying.
Well, yeah, he was putting on a bass clinic. I was 9. I learned how to play bass.
You're already cut off from the whiskey. Okay. Already.
He taught me some Victor Wooten shit, some jazz
Oh
chords.
my god.
He taught me where to buy bell bottoms online in 1985.
This is why.
Me and him and Al Gore had the first internet.
He just keeps fucking going. My god.
Okay, back to the topic at hand. Do you know what is your favorite Metallica show that you've seen? Or did they all just run together?
Favorite Metallica show?
Like, I mean, of all the 32 you've seen, does one stand out more than others?
Probably this Summer Sanitarium.
Okay.
Which summer sanitarium did you go to?
The I think it was Mudvayne,
Mm.
Linkin Park.
Deftones, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Was Korn there too?
No.
That was the other one, right?
Yeah, that was the other one.
I was on the rail. There was like 90,000 people. Oakland Coliseum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We went to that at Cowboys.
Yeah, we saw.
Shit, you
saw
know,
that
Hetfield, we made eye contact, and he flicked the fucking green pick at me, and it went, and I caught that fucker. And I had that fucker for years, too.
What happened to it?
I lost it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw that tour in Dallas.
Yeah,
So-
that was good.
Was it that one? I thought you went to the other one.
No, it was the Mudvayne Deftones,
Oh,
Linkin
okay.
Park fucking thing. So,
There was another one with Kid Rock. And
Yeah, it was like Kid Rock and Korn and
I've seen that one, too.
System of a Down and
Yeah,
Power Man
System of a
5000.
Down, Power Man 5000. That one was a good one, too.
Could you imagine if they did that now?
They should.
But they don't even need to because
No,
they
they
just did stadiums by themselves.
And that's
with
probably
one band
why.
opening.
Yeah,
Right.
that's probably why they don't need to.
So they get to keep
Yeah,
all the money.
I
They
get
don't have
that,
to pay
yeah.
anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And still get the
exactly.
same amount of people.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
You are correct. What's the best time you've ever seen them?
Well, when I did the Alpha Metallica show, I told him the Dallas show
Yeah,
because I was on the rail.
yeah,
So it was just that experience. But now, like tonight, would probably replace that
yeah.
because this is even closer because that was a rail in a stadium when there's
Yeah.
that big,
Right.
you were there. There's that even huger gap.
Yeah.
And this is just like right there, like
Yeah, no
6
kidding.
feet from the fucking
Yeah.
ladder
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
stage, you know?
This one sticks out, too.
Yeah. I mean, before
For
that,
this guy.
like, yeah, getting him to
For
finally
me,
get down
for
there.
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been my whole life like, I don't want to get all up that close and on the rail and all the people around and shit. I'm just hanging back. I'm cool. And somehow at the age of 42, I decided, okay, let's do this. And it was awesome. So,
Well, we got up there, and I'm on the rail, and I'm like, Jason, you want to get right here? And he's all, look, man, I'm the closest I've ever been to anything.
like, it was just one dude between me and the rail. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to bother these guys. They seem like they're nice enough. I don't want to be that douchebag, you know. But
I don't care to be.
but it eventually shifted around to where we both got up on the rail anyway. So
Yes.
it was all good.
And it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Fuck yeah.
And I would say it's probably the best time I've seen him. But the first time I saw him, it holds a special place in my heart. So I don't know. You know. Yep. The Black Album tour, January 25th.
But James touched you
1992.
this time.
Yes, James did touch me this time.
And he touched me, too. It was great.
Hell yeah.
So you saw one of the 5-member shows. Like, did you ever see anything unusual at any of the shows you've been to?
And that, just like I said, the
Or out
two
of the norm.
birthday ones
Oh, that's right.
where they get creamed with fucking silly string and
Well,
whipped cream.
I seen him with five guys on stage.
Yeah.
And in Tulsa, we watched Kurt piss in a bottle or a cup or something between songs.
Which one?
The Tulsa show that just passed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I remember you saying that. But I don't remember because I was right by you and I don't remember what the fuck.
Well, here's something crazy. I remember a insane show that we saw, Lollapalooza 96, where James wore a white shirt. Oh my God.
A white shirt? That's weird.
That was, I mean, you were pretty close on that one. Remember we got up there.
Yeah, we got up there.
Like-
I eventually just went back though, because there was
Okay.
just too many goddamn people.
Yeah, it was just
But
to see
for
people pushing up.
Soundgarden and some Metallica, we got pretty up there.
Because we were like on, it had that row, like the split.
Yeah.
The middle part was split. And we were kind of against that, maybe 10 or 12 people back from the front of the stage, I think.
Yeah.
That looks weird. Did James have some kind of spinal surgery or something?
I don't know.
It's weird.
But when I saw him in 93
Mhm.
in Oklahoma City, they brought out Jerry Cantrell
See, now that's cool.
Yeah, I seen
Played-
that show.
and played,
Not that one, but
he came out and played, For Whom the Bell Tolls with him.
Yeah. And that's always the song they play with him. when he comes out for 30th anniversary show and shit like that.
Right. So that
It's
must
always-
be like
yeah.
that must be the song he loves and
Yeah.
wants to play
Yeah.
or something.
I
Because
guess
there's
so.
really no correlation to that in him,
Yes,
you know.
exactly. Or it's easy to play, so fuck, who knows. But not that he needs something easy to play because he's a great guitar player. So I don't know.
Well, if it's so
Who
easy,
knows?
maybe you should play it at the 40th anniversary with him.
Well, maybe I will. God damn it. Maybe I will.
So, who's your favorite member of Metallica? Is it Ron McGovney?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, cool.
Lloyd Grant. What are you talking
As long
about?
as we got that shit out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Lloyd Grant.
Well, he is.
My favorite Metallica song is Mechanics.
My God. Okay, for real.
Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Let's go around the horn. Let's go around the
It's
horn.
the same
here.
song, right?
Yeah.
Let's go around the horn here. Favorite
For those
Metallica
who don't
song.
know, Dave Mustaine wrote
Jesus
for us.
Christ. Let's go around the horn here. Favorite Metallica song. Go, Trent.
Favorite or best? I'm going to do that two-prong thing that you did.
Battery.
Okay, favorite and best.
Favorite Battery.
Okay,
Best Master of Puppets.
okay, Kevin.
Ride the lightning, ride the lightning.
Okay, I'm gonna.
That's simple for me.
Jason's is Hero of the Day, To Live Is To Die.
Hero
Mine's
of
gonna
the
be-
Day, the single.
The
Mine's
single
gonna
version.
be.
The shorter version.
Mine's
Whiskey
gonna
in the
be-
Jarro.
Mine's gonna be Prince Charming and Iced Honey.
Nice, honey.
Threw in a Lulu song. What now?
I couldn't
bitch?
even name a Lulu song, and you just did. That's awesome.
Whiskey in the Jarro.
Even though I've never heard that fucking record.
What's your favorite Thin Lizzy cover not done by Metallica?
Cowboy song, Anthrax.
Yeah.
I want to hear him do fucking Merciful Fate.
Oh, yeah, that'd be badass.
That'd be great.
Well, remember they did it in Dallas when they had King Diamond come out?
Yep, and a guy I work with was there. He said he saw it, the whole 11-minute thing.
When was that? That wasn't that long ago, was it? Like in the last 6 or 7 years? Or
Yeah,
was it longer than that?
it was. Yeah, it was in the last 8 to 10 years.
So, like, why didn't you go, or why didn't we go to that show?
I don't know. I have no idea. It was like
Because I feel like it was somewhere smaller, like the Star Plug.
it was like at the Pizza Hut Park in Frisco, Texas, and it was like it was like they combined with Ozfest or something for the day.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that? I don't
Yeah.
know.
And that's back whenever King Diamond had gone through that shit, like cancer shit or something, right?
Like heart surgery or something.
heart
I
surgery.
can't. I'm kind of foggy, but yeah.
And he hadn't done anything for a long time, and that's when he came out. Then was like the first time
Yeah.
that he had done anything
Really?
in like quite a while
Yeah.
at that point. But now he just schedules Tulsa shows
And cancels them.
Cancels them.
Yeah. So
Like he did.
What do you do?
Yeah,
That Abigail tour. He fucking knows us his show.
yeah.
Bastard.
Well,
By
you've seen
God.
him at least. We never seen him.
You haven't seen him?
No.
And I seen him on the Fatal Portrait tour. And then Abigail, too. Yeah.
Well,
Love King Diamond.
he met him in his underwear
That's right. You
I met
did.
him in his underwear.
Tell that
Yeah.
story.
because we didn't talk about that last time you were on here, what did we? So I
No.
remember I was going to bring it up. That's what it was.
No,
next
we
time.
followed his RV to, yeah, it wasn't a hotel, it was a goddamn motel. It was a roach motel where the fucking hose hung out. He had a room at that place. So we followed his RV there. And we're all, hey, let's go to the door. Nobody wanted to go to the door. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'll go to the door. So I knocked on the door and he answered his room door he had a black light screwed in the light, 2 naked chicks on the bed, and he answered the door in his fucking cape, his makeup, and a fucking purple silk Speedo. And he's all, not now.
Not
It was great, dude.
That is goddamn Rock and roll history.
That's fucking metal right there.
Yeah, that's like a scene from a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
why do you answer?
Oh, he still had his makeup on, too. His makeup, a cape, and a fucking purple Speedo.
There were some
Silky.
goddamn rituals going on in that room
Yeah,
that
there was.
night.
No.
Yeah. Might want to check and make sure those two chicks didn't get killed.
That was a sacrifice for
They
the
might
night.
still be under the beds in that fucking
The
roach
fucking
motel.
Sacramento sacrifice. No, they tore that fucker down.
Oh, okay. Right on.
It was that bad.
Oh, God.
The Town and Country Inn, Auburn Boulevard, Sacramento, California.
Good God. King Diamond.
Fucking metal.
So, what song, if you could pick a song that you've never seen Metallica play?
That I would want to see Metallica
like that
play?
you want to see them play. What would
Merciful Fate.
That would be your pick
Yeah.
over any Metallica song.
Any Metallica song. Well, Ride the Lightning, of course.
But you've seen them play that, probably.
I've seen
It's
him
just
play
been a long
Ride the
time.
Lightning.
Yeah.
I want to hear Merciful Fate.
I like Trapped Under Ice or Struggle Within or Killing Time.
Killing Time, yeah, nice. Yeah.
Or Ronnie. And you know what? I said that as a joke earlier, but I'm serious. I'd love to see him play that. It'll never happen, but you know, one can dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably say Struggle Within. Or maybe even like My Friend the Misery or The God That
Misery, yes.
Yeah, one of those
That'd be
two,
a good
definitely.
Fell. Yeah. Or I don't think I've ever seen him play Orion. Or Leper Messiah.
Yeah.
They played
Some
Leper
master
Messiah
puppets.
in Minnesota. When I went.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
It'd be cool because you know they'll do some 40th anniversary thing
Yeah.
in like 2021. That'd be cool to go to.
That'll
Yeah.
be your chance to hear Escape finally.
Yes, yeah. Here's some deep
That'd be nice.
tracks. Seeing with some guests, that kind of thing.
They only do that shit in certain cities.
Huh? They did it in San Francisco. That's all
Like-
they did.
Yeah, they're home.
Yeah, yeah. I'd go.
Yeah, the 30th shows was all
Yeah.
like what, 5 nights
I'd
in a
go
row
to
or
it.
6?
I'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 2021 or 2020.
Travel for your bands.
2021.
Okay.
Because 2011 was when they did the 30th anniversary.
Okay. So 2 years from now,
Let's do it, fellas.
mark it down.
Okay.
I'm down.
We're
Let's
all
do it.
getting in an RV and going to
Rachel, I'm going on a road trip.
There you go.
get to hear
I'll see you when I see you.
the house that Jack built finally.
That's
The
another
house
one.
that Jack
That's
built. That'd be a
another
good one.
I like a lot of the load reload stuff. I don't know. People can eat a dick.
We're gonna hear All Within My Hands.
No, it's okay.
What about So What? We saw him play that a long time. Remember they used to always play that shit in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. I think we saw them play that once.
They played it at Lollapalooza.
Yeah. I think they
If
opened.
they're gonna do a cover, I'd like to see Stone Cold Crazy.
Yeah, they opened with it on their Poor Touring Me thing.
Thorn Within would be good too.
Oh, you mean sex type thing? Yeah, that'd be alright.
Why do people talk shit about this album? Load.
I think it's a
Look at all
great
these
record.
fucking good
It's
songs.
awesome,
Well,
right?
just
My
'cause
bitch,
At the
2 by
time,
4, House of Jack Built Until It Sleeps, King Nothing, Here of the Day, Bleed Me, Cure, Pole Roll, Twisted Me.
but think about it. At the time, it's like it didn't sound anything like
Right.
anything they'd done previously. So,
So, yeah, it took people for a loop.
but when you hear it later, it's a great album.
Yes, it is.
Even back then, it was good. It's just not what most people wanted to hear from Metallica.
Yeah. But you know how we're appreciating it now? You think, a few years from now we'll appreciate Saint Anger?
No.
No, never mind.
What about the remastered box set? Are you
Of Saint
ordering
Anger?
that?
Saint Anger? I
Yeah.
don't even have Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, or Injustice for All. I gotta get those first. Shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, so
So you have the Master of Puppets.
I
That's
do.
it.
I do have the Master Puppets.
I've
That's
got
only
all of them.
one. God damn it.
So they've done it all the way up. The Black Album's next. So I wonder if they'll do it on Load. Or if they'll just stop at the Black Album.
They'll definitely do the Black Album.
Yeah.
There'll be so much, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they stop after that.
Yeah.
So.
They gotta grab them dollars.
You know it.
Yeah.
Don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
I wish I'd ordered
So what does Lars do with all his sticks after every song? The tech comes and grabs them.
I think it's they're auctioned off for their charity or something, or
Okay.
and also you could it had it on that screen before the show. Text this number to win drum heads and sticks that were played in the show. So there's probably that going on too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, because you notice he holds them in his hand and walks off, but then he plays a new pair for every single song.
Mm-hmm.
And never throws them out until the very end. And
Never.
he throws out like 4 or 6.
That's it.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's
He used to
shiesty.
throw out
He's shiesty
1,000
with his
like they do
stick.
the picks.
Yeah.
And I guess that wouldn't mean as much.
Yeah, they'd be easier to catch.
Right?
So.
Or he'd get hit in the head like the drummer from Styx or whatever. That dude was trying to sue him. Anyway.
What?
Like a year or two ago, what's the drummer of Styx's name? He threw a stick in the crowd and hit some dude in the face, and he was trying to sue him.
Oh, God. I didn't know that.
Like now, every drummer's just gonna hand it to the front row, and that's it.
Yep.
Because of this douchebag.
Stop going to shows, pussy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right, was that it?
I think so. I guess it is. You said it.
Right.
Done.
There you go, Kevin Graham talking with us about the Metallica shows in Kansas City and Wichita, and I think a little bit in Tulsa and some other places. But big thanks to Kevin for coming back and joining the podcast once again, and hopefully we do it sooner than 3 years this time, or
Heck
2.5, whatever it's been. But speaking of Metallica, we also have an episode that we recorded recently with Ethan Luck, who's one half of Metal Up Your Podcast. We actually had on the other half Clint Wells here. That was back in January. So now here coming up in just the next week or two, we're going to be having Ethan Luck from Metal Up Your Podcast and from many other facets of music. He has
so many things.
He has solo music. He has that is rock, that is reggae. He has he's toured with Kings of Leon, Need to Breathe. He's been in Demon Hunter. He's got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
across the board.
K, OC Supertones.
Yeah.
This guy knows no bounds. Diversity is the key, and there you go.
And that's right. And if you're a fan of Metallica, surely you've listened to Metal Up Your Podcast. If you haven't, you need to start, because it's pretty much the definitive source for that.
Yes,
in my opinion.
It is the quintessential Metallica podcast.
Yeah, and it's great stuff. So look that up and be on the lookout for that as well. All right, and if this is your first time listening, we appreciate it. We've had on tons of other episodes where we talked about Metallica, but you can dig back through there and check out episodes with, John Connolly from Seven Dust. We've had on a couple different guys from Corrosion of Conformity, a couple different members of Megadeth, a couple different members of Kiss, one of those being Gene Simmons. We've had on...
Kiss!
That's right. We've had on Kevin Martin of Candlebox, Frank Hannon of Tesla, all the members of Kix, not to be confused with Kix. Kiss, K-I-X.
That's right. Tim Sult of Clutch.
That's right.
Wino from The Obsessed. Crowbar, Insight.
Yeah, a huge, long
Street
list.
Dogs. I mean, I don't know. We keep going.
Yeah. So many stuff that we forget every week to even mention.
Exactly.
That, has happened in the past, coming up on 4 years now. So just dig through there, soundcloud.com/Thunder-Underground. Follow us on all the socials. You can listen to us most anywhere podcast heard. You can listen to us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central, 1027 WSNR.com. Like us, follow us, share us. That helps out big time to help spread the word. And I guess that covers it, right? All right, until next time.
It was
I
that
thought you
waffle
were
thing
like-
I bought.
Yeah.
I thought you were going all healthy and shit.
Yeah.
I was until today.
He just
So
bought
until
hella
Monday.
junk food.
Yeah.
They ain't fucking going healthy.
I was doing great until I went to Wichita. Now I'm downward spiraling.
Thunder Underground, y'all.